Hello and welcome to CS Knits. Today is April 26th. It is in the afternoonish for me. It's been kind of a wild couple of days. We've had so many shuttles to do. We have so many fishermen staying here that it's absolutely crazy. I tried to record this last night. This is like my third time recording this, okay? I tried recording it last night, but my husband decided we should go to the movie. It was Captain America. It was actually pretty good. I've never seen the first one. This was the first one that I had seen, but I actually really liked it. But I tried recording this before we left for the movie. My husband decided we should go to the movie, so I stopped trying to record it. And then when we got back, I tried to record it again, but by then it was like 9:45 and we closed down the motel office at 10 and we were having issues with some reservations that still hadn't shown up. So we had all that going, and for some reason at night my husband gravitates towards where I am to where he can't leave me alone. He'll just sit and bug me and pester me. So needless to say, that didn't get recorded. So I'm doing it today. I spent the first 3 episodes, or first 3 videos of this, doing it just by my webcam on my camera. And I was so frustrated with that. I hated the way that it was coming out and the picture quality. So last video I did it on my phone, which worked pretty well. I figured out how to do it, and then yesterday I had a random epiphany of the fact that when my husband and I got married, we had some money and we decided to buy a video camera because I figured it would be good to have on our honeymoon. Since we traveled across the country, we figured it'd be nice to have videos of it. So this video camera has been sitting in our bedroom since July, which the only time we used it was our honeymoon. And so it's been sitting there, and it dawned on me the other day that we had that. And I was like, seriously? I have been videotaping this on a webcam that is crap, and I have a video camera. So, here's the video camera. We'll see if this works better and is a little bit easier than my phone. My phone wasn't hard to use, but I ran into some difficulties. I had to upload it to Vimeo, and then from Vimeo I had to save it, but I have a PC and I have an iPhone, so they don't just sit and talk to each other as well as I wanted them to. So maybe this will work better. We'll see. Hopefully I can get this uploaded quickly. But I have been working on some socks. And the other thing I had decided to do was I wanted to try and at least do 4 rows on every project every day. And I figured that way, because I had so many sitting like Viajante, it's been sitting there and I haven't touched it for probably 3 months. And now I'm at the pattern part of my sock and it's not as potato chippy as I would like. So, that hasn't gotten as much love, and my Viajante has really gotten a lot of love. But I digress. So I am using the Tickle Me Emo color. This is there's her Etsy shop. CJ Knits. She has a lot of really pretty, gorgeous, gorgeous yarns. Hard to pick which one I wanted. She's got a couple that are somewhat similar. This lady is in Canada. It took me 2 weeks to get my yarn from order point to when I did get it. And so if you're trying to do a project quickly, I would maybe suggest going a different route. But it was worth the wait for her yarn. It is really, really pretty. This is a 75-25 blend. It is 463 yards. And again, this is Tickle Me Emo. There's a little black with a lot of color. Little black, a lot of color. It is pooling and wrapping the way that I'm not really that worried about it, but it is pooling and wrapping, and you can see there's some spots that don't have any dye. They're just white, not a big deal. But again, it's pooling. But it's cool. I really like the way that it's coming out. It looks really cool on a foot as I've been trying it on. So, let me tell you all about this sock. I like to do my socks toe up. So this one is a toe up sock on size 0s. These are just those Stitch Berry bamboo needles. And they have a really floppy cable, so if you don't like floppy cables, don't go with this one. But I did toe up because then I wasn't sure, when I first started these, I wasn't sure what kind of cuff I wanted to do. And so partway through, I decided which one I wanted to try, and I decided to start with the Vanilla Bean pattern by Emily O'Grady, and it's free on Ravelry, and that's what this portion here is. And then I really didn't feel like there was a lot of stretch or give in that portion, and that concerned me. So I stopped doing it, and I thought, okay, I'll just do a Vanilla Bean sock. I really like the yarn, so I'll just do a Vanilla Bean sock. Well, or a plain vanilla sock. So I did 3 rows of the plain vanilla, just knitting. And then I decided, come on, Chandra, come on, do a pattern. So last night I started the circle sock pattern, which is from here up. So this is kind of like a hodgepodge conglomerate sock of different patterns, which is okay. I mean, it's just for me, and my cuff really probably won't get shown. I'm doing an afterthought heel. There's the waist yarn for it. And the circle sock pattern is by Ann Campbell. And it's actually really cool. The problem that you run into, for me anyway, because I like to do my socks toe up, and the pattern was written for cuff down. So you have to reverse the pattern and then do it. So I have hit that. It's not a hard pattern. Here's my notes on it. I mean, it's not a hard pattern, but it's one that takes some, not really a lot of concentration, but it takes a little bit more in the first round of each section. So it's not really something that I wanted to do while I was just watching some Hulu and Netflix. I just really didn't want to. It'd be okay if I was watching something that I had watched before. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I've really just been doing that if I have time to count rows. So that is in my Dainty Bean bag. Cute polka dot. She has really, and this bag was like $16. It's got a handle. It's got a zipper from one side to the other. She has it labeled for her as a toiletry. It's a toiletry case. She's not a knitting case person. She's not a knitter. But she has a little tag that goes inside. I have a purse from her as well, and I love it. She does really good work. But like I said, hers bags are not labeled as like project bags, but that bag was $16. Plus shipping, obviously, but it was only $16. So I'm like, why would I pay $45 for a knitting project bag when it's the same thing as that? And I paid $16 for it, so that's exciting. The other thing that you've seen, and it's grown, and you just saw a peek of it, was my Ripple blanket. Ripple. This is with Knit Picks cotton yarn. I purchased the Billow sampler, so I didn't get to choose what ones came with it. But there it is. It's getting there. I am now on the color called Gosling, which it's like a explain it. It's like it's a tannishy brown. It's like a khaki, but dark. A dark khaki. Can you see it? I don't know. It looks darker actually when you get it up against the green, but I don't really know how to explain the color. It's brownishy, tannishy. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this color. I don't know. But it's called Gosling. 100% cotton on all those, and they are really, really soft. I'm enjoying knitting it. I just haven't really been working on it that much because I feel like I've got a billion other things going. I just pushed an eyeshadow off the... Ignore that. Did I dye my tongue? Pushed an eyeshadow off of the windowsill and got black on my finger. So, the other thing that I was just telling you about is my Viagente. And this has been getting a lot of love because it really has turned into potato chip knitting. I have decided not to sit and keep track of my rows or my increase-decrease stuff. I'm just increasing. See it? And it goes on like, not like that. Not like that. You look goofy. It goes on like this. And this is the garter portion. Somebody had mentioned on their project how they might wear it as a hood, which could be good for like a windy day when you just want to keep your hair straight, or a winter when it's cold out. But that's kind of your own call. But that's the end, and then it'll get wider and longer and bigger and have its mesh border there. And like I said, I quit keeping track. If I run my mouth. I quit keeping track of my increase and decrease rows. The only thing I'm doing is just increasing every single row until I get to the width that I need it to be, and then I'll do what I need to do, which is probably the mesh border section. Here is the spine of it. This is where you do your increases. And then that just runs all the way down, because you also do that in your garter stitch section. You also increase, so there literally is a spine that runs all the way down. And what I decided to do for my own was where my row starts, I wanted a second spine-ish column. And so I put a little gap in between my rows. So that way there's like a double spine type thing going on, and I actually like how it's coming out with the two spines. It's not something that every one of them had done, because it is where your rounds join. So most people don't want that gap there, but I just really like having like a spine on each side. I think it looks good. And maybe I won't do it with my next one, I don't know, but I like having the two first spine. And I have a second Viagente plan to get onto the needles when I get that Viagente off, and that is with this yarn. It is 100% wool. It is from handpaintedyarns.com. If you have never looked up their stuff, I highly suggest it. This skein is 850 yards. It's obviously a lace weight. It's very thin. But it was $7.20 a skein. So I got two of those because that's, you need 1,000, I think it's 1,000 yards. Or somewhere right in there for a Viagente. So two of those gives me, oh, maybe you need 1,700. You need 1,700 yards to make a Viagente. So two of these gives me 1,700 exactly. So that's exciting. And so I have that going. And that colorway is the Amoras y Rosas color. So I suggest looking at them, handpaintedyarn.com. It is really cool. They have a lot of options and they're pretty. And then I figured out, you've seen this before, this is the Jinx yarn in the Lisa colorway. And this is 400 yards. 400 yards of, this is her single merino, so it's 100% merino. And I figured out what I'm doing. I have 2 skeins of it. I'm going to do one into a willow cowl and one into a Multnomah shawl. Not the cowl, the shawl. Because there are different ones. And you can find those all on Ravelry. I think that they're all free. Viajante is not free. But it's worth the purchase. So I'm doing the willow cowl and the Multnomah shawl for those. And I'm excited about that. I really want to, like, now that I figured out what I'm doing, I'm like cast on hungry. But I'm making myself just wait until I've got something off the needles. I need to get that blanket off the needles, and I need to get my socks off the needles. Maybe I don't. I should probably get them off the needles. And then here I have these, that's probably my husband calling. I have these ones, these are all sock patterns, sitting in my Ravelry library, waiting for me to save them so I can use them. So I have other things calling my name. Now, that's all of my knitting. Now to my life in general. I'm still doing Younique, obviously. Here's my lashes. And this is Sexy on my inner corner, Heartbroken on my middle, and Daring on my outer corner. And Lovable on my lips, which is probably worn out by now. So, life in general, life is good. We're still kind of processing everything. Our half of the motel sale is done. We're waiting for, he had to present his half to his, the board at the bank that he's wanting to get the money from. So we're waiting for that to happen and to hear back from that. He has suddenly decided maybe that he would also like to purchase my in-laws' home. So they're now trying to find a potential property up where we would hopefully be moving, and close to the other motel that we're looking at, and where my brother-in-law and his wife are. So they're now looking for property, and we're all kind of scrambling going, oh, we might be homeless. Not really, but kind of. So we're all waiting for that to go down. I am waiting for an order from 31, if you've never heard of it. They're purses and totes and accessory bags and stuff like that. They have zipper pouches that work really well for, I have one. They work really well for knitting projects. They have a solid bottomed base. This is a thermal one, so it's a little bit thicker than the other ones. But they have a zipper top. This has makeup in it, so that's not going to do much good. But flat bottom that flattens, and they sit really nice. I'll show you. See, it just sits. So that's something that's nice, that they just sit there. And I was carrying my projects in here, especially when I'd go in the car, and this would sit in the center, and it wouldn't be flying all over the place. So that was really nice. I also have started, I didn't take mine yet today, the It Works Hair, Skin, and Nails Nourishing Complex. They're horse pills, and it's basically just a mass amount of vitamins that's supposed to help your hair grow, and we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm on prenatal vitamins already as it is, so we'll see if that does anything. I'm not expecting anything, but hey, what's it gonna hurt? These are like a $55 a month supply, though. If it works, maybe I'll try and do, I know that you can get like the generic ones at Walmart. In the vitamin section, they actually have like a hair, skin, and nails vitamin, and maybe I'll just try those instead, but we'll see. So potentially we will be packing things to move in the next couple of weeks. We don't know. Everything is kind of up in the air at this moment until we get the definitive it's gone through. So we'll probably have to start packing our things because our plan is to, the gentleman wants us to run the motel for a couple months, which is fine, but we don't want to be living here and running it still. So our plan is to actually pack our things up, move them to my in-laws' home, and be living there for the couple of months, and hopefully we'll have somewhere to go after those couple of months is over. So that's the definitive plan. So things are gonna get chaotic around here, I believe. We have so much going on in the next couple of weeks. Our motel business is getting busy because it's busy season now. So things are getting chaotic. Life in general is becoming chaotic with the idea of having to move everything. I will no longer have this room that I'm in because we have our housekeeper from Bulgaria coming, and they stay in this room that I'm in right now. So as far as recording future, I don't know how it's gonna go the next few months. Maybe I'll be able to sneak some things in, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. I will be doing like typed out posts to update you on everything going on. Life in general posts and knitting posts just like before. I don't know about videoing just because I will be in the office most of the time, and that's not really conducive to video recording because even like now I'm in the back room, people can come in and not disturb me, my husband can help them, yada yada yada. But if somebody comes in and I'm sitting out in the office recording, I'm talking to a video camera, you look a little nutso. Not that people would care, not that I care, but it makes it difficult because then you're going to pick up everything that they're hearing and talking about. So I'd have to sit and pause it a billion times to get through it. So that being said, that is my update for this week. Again, I'll let you know as far as I'll probably be able to video, what is today, the 26th? I'll probably be able to video next week. Next week's will probably come on Thursday or somewhere there as just in a few days because next week is a basketball tournament here in town and we're full and it's gonna be crazy. So I'll probably be able to record next week and maybe the week after, and that will be it because then our housekeeper will be here. And maybe I won't even have time in the next couple weeks just because maybe we'll be moving. So everything in the air. So with that being said, now that I have a camcorder, hopefully I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, rest of your weekend, and enjoy the week, and hopefully I will see you soon. Keep your needles clicking.